I still have 5 viewers on it. No, because it's but the old one still says I have viewers on it. Nobody's joined this one. Everybody's still in the other one. All right, now I got 2. So weird. All right, sorry about that. I got kicked off for some reason, and I couldn't get back into the other one, so I had to start a new live. Bruins bring that puck in. Still 3-2. 17:26 to go after the goal from Miller. So all 3 goals from the defense today. 2 from Rybicki, 1 from Miller. Carter brings that puck in. Puck over to Miller. Miller keeps it in. Carter tries to pin his guy. Miller with it again. Cross ice for Kruger. Kruger. Shot off of the blocker. Chip forward. Predidio's covering. Miller gets back. Puck knocked over to Carter. Carter puts it forward for Kruger. Kruger. Puck brought over by the Bruins and brought it back in. Shot in feet. Back up to the Bruins D. Another shot and glove save by Cutting. Well, again, I apologize. I don't know what happened. It told me I needed to take a break and then kicked me out. So I got to check some settings when I get back to the hotel. But 16:40 to go. Still 3-2. Bergeron, Kruger, Brown with Prusgintis and Aldridge. Bruins win that forward. Bergeron forcing them to dump it in. Aldridge over to Brown. Brown chipping ahead for Bergeron. Puck goes into the neutral zone. Bruins get there first. Kruger, Bergeron, both being passed. Make the Bruins slow down. Puck comes in and goes. They dump it in deep behind Cutting. Bruins get to the puck first. Good job by Kruger to come and knock it away. Brown pushing it forward for Bergeron. Bergeron trying to get through a guy. Puck bouncing. Bruins put it into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass misses. Bounces off of the board. Prusgintis putting it over for Kruger. Bounces off of the boards in Bruins control. Looks like we're going to get a penalty for a rough. I mean, that's no different than what they've been doing to us. It looks like we're going to get no Boston help today from the officials. So 15:50 to go in the second half, and we're on the kill. Paulo, Reynolds, Campbell, and Rybicki. Face-off one back to Campbell. Campbell tries to put it up high off of the glass, but it gets hit by the Bruins. Bruins in control. Bruins to the near board, up to the D, walking the blue line back down to the side. Looking for somewhere in the center. Shot deflected by Paulo. Puck tried to kick it in front, and Campbell will send it back in deep. Bruins send a hot pass forward. It goes into the neutral zone and then chipped out of play. 15:23 to go, still 3-2. We are on the kill. Nietzsche comes out with Letcher. Rybicki and Campbell remain. Puck one back to Campbell. Campbell fires it in deep into the Bruins zone. Bruins go behind their goaltender. Marty comes back. Definitely looked like an offsides, but Puck goes wide and over to the near board. Bruins player loses an edge. Puck comes off of the board. Bruins go D to D. Back into the point to the near board. Shot blocked by Rybicki. Puck behind the net. Chipped forward by Campbell over to the near board, and Letcher dumps it out. 51 seconds to go in the kill. Chilicki and Reynolds come out with Onak Miller. Bruins bring it in. Shot, try to do a drag shot there, gets blocked. Goes into the far board. Reynolds and Onak working. Chipped forward. Bruins still keep it in. Back up to the point. Reynolds is there. They go to the far board. Down low. Centering pass. Doesn't quite have an angle. Good job by Cutting to cut that off. Bruins couldn't get a shot because Cutting had done such a good job with his pushes to get in the way. Shot in front, saved by Cutting. Centering pass, deflected. Miller stick gets under his skate, and we're going to go for a trip. It's going to be back to the kill. 13:47 to go. So Miller with the trip. Paulo comes out with Polauskas. Priskintis and Aldridge at D. Puck won back by the Bruins. Over to the near board. Good job by Priskintis. Puck into the feet. Back up to the sideboard. Up to the point. Back over to the slot. Cross ice. Waiting. Back to the point. Paulo supplying pressure. Priskintis. Bring it coming forward. Bruins try pass in the center. They get it over to the sideboard and back to the point. Bruins are all messed up now. They're all on one side of the ice. They're trying to figure out their spacing. Good block by Polauskas. Puck over to the far board. Polauskas hard on the pressure. They dump it in deep. Back up the board. Carrying forward. Polauskas' stick was hooked, and it pulled him back, giving Bruins some opportunity to shoot because it took him off. Good job by Aldridge. Puck goes high, and Cutting says it's good. Minute 6 to go. Letcher and Nietzsche come out with Rybicki and Campbell. Bruins control the faceoff on the near board to the point, blocked by Nietzsche. Letcher gets the puck, gets tripped. We're gonna get one back on that. Letcher trying to push that puck to Nietzsche, gets tripped, and we're gonna go 4-on-4. So 4-on-4 for 53 seconds. Nietzsche and Letcher remain with Rybicki and Campbell. Face off, one back to Letcher. Letcher's shot is blocked, and Bruins go behind the net. Bruins to the near board and throw a pick. A lot of pick throwing by this Bruins team. Good job by Letcher to get underneath hands. Puck is turned over to Rybicki. Rybicki goes hard across for Campbell, but it doesn't quite get to him, and Bruins are able to keep it in. Bruins working on the blue line, dump it in deep. Rybicki is behind the net, slows it down. Pulls across and up to the near board. Chipping forward, taking slashes and bumps along the way. Good job by Nietzsche. I'm not sure if Rybicki got tripped or he lost an edge, but he's back up, going for a change. Letcher through the neutral zone, still working, waiting for somebody. Takes a couple of punches to the face. No call by this guy. Now Letcher's just shadowing a guy, waiting. Chilicki comes out. Good job by Onak to get that puck knocked loose. This is just going to turn into a boxing match here in a minute. So we're on the power play for 53 seconds. Reynolds leaves it for Chilicki. Chilicki to Campbell. To Onak. Onak. Shot is blocked over to the far board. Puck kept in by Chilicki. Paulo over to Chilicki. Chilicki in the corner trying to get it to Paulo. Paulo bounces off of him and over to Chilicki. Chilicki to Reynolds. Reynolds to Onak. Onak over to Campbell looking for space. Campbell back up to Onak. Onak brings it into the middle. Deflected by Paulo. Paulo goes over to Chilicki. Chilicki's shot is blocked and behind the net. Chilicki over to Reynolds, misses and out of the zone. 12 seconds to go in the power play. 10:49 to go. Onak brings it in. For Reynolds, misses. Everybody lets it go. Kept in by, nope, bounces out. Prisgintis. And that'll be the end of the power play. Over to Onak. Onak forward for Chilicki. Chilicki puts it in for Reynolds. Reynolds gets knocked away from him, and the Bruins bring it through the neutral zone. Good job by Prisgintis to get in the way and knock the puck away. Aldridge sends it over to the near board. Prisgintis ahead for Brown. Brown chips it forward. Reynolds is still out. Brown and Kruger. Brown given some pressure. They send it forward, chipped in, and behind the net for Cutting. Cutting hard off of the boards and up over to Brown. Brown put forward for Kruger, and Kruger with speed puts a shot. It goes wide, but Bergeron is going to keep it in. Bergeron puts it back down for Kruger. Kruger and Bergeron battling in the corner. Puck on the near board. Comes out into the neutral zone. Good stick by Aldridge. Bruins try to go cross ice. It misses everybody and brings it in. Offsides called. Finally. Yeah, he's not in the right spot. I don't think he's blown a whistle yet, to be honest. Nietzsche, Letcher, Pulauskas, Campbell, and Miller. Letcher dumps it forward, and they're going to call. Nope, wave the icing. All right. Still hasn't blown a whistle because he waved the icing. 9:28. Miller. Over to Campbell, bounces off of Campbell's glove. Forward for Pulauskas, bounces away from Pulauskas and Bruins into the neutral zone. Put it forward and chip it deep. Bruins seem a little gassed now, considering when you consider how they played in the first period. Pulauskas just a step over, and then he gets hit into the net for some reason. .902 to go, still 3-2. Credidio, Carter, and Paulo come out. Right. Onak controlling that, gets it up to Credidio. Credidio tries to center it for Paulo, but it gets deflected, and then the Bruins throw it into the Fury bench. Bruins win the faceoff back. Credidio with pressure. Puck bouncing off of crushing hit on Paulo on his shot. Paulo gets right back up, however. Bruins come after and bring it into the zone. Puck in the corner. Bruins player falls on it. Tries to get a stick on it, still coming off of the near board, rolling. Cross for the D, shot deflected by Carter and into the netting. Kruger, Brown, Bergeron come out. Campbell and Rybicki at D. 8:17 to go, still 3-2. Puck one back. Over to Campbell. Campbell to Brown. Brown chipping forward for Kruger. Kruger with speed into the zone. Still has it all alone. Shot off of the pad. Deflected over to the corner. Cross ice pass misses. Campbell gets it and dumps it back in. Puck off of the goaltender into the corner. Bergeron puts it behind. Kruger tries to center, gets deflected and put out to Campbell. Campbell shot in front. Bergeron gets a stick on it. Bruins step in front. Bruins get past. Save, cutting, over to the near board. Shot deflected and into the netting. .7:32 to go, still 3-2. Good skate by Paulo. Tried to get a shot off of the faceoff there on the Bruins and couldn't get it past Paulo's skate. Onak pass gets deflected off of the chest of a Bruins player, but makes it to the neutral zone. Miller ahead for Paulo. Misses, goes over the Bruins to carry forward. Bruins looking to get a puck in the middle and tied up on the sideboard. So 6:57 left to go. Puck chipped forward. Chalicki, put some pressure on. Puck bouncing off of Miller's stick and put back into the Bruins zone. Bruins cross ice, bouncing into the zone. Onak is there. Onak does a good job to get it into the neutral zone. Puck bouncing off of a Bruins player. Chalicki was there, but it got away from him, and the Bruins go back into the neutral zone. Puck put over to Miller. Miller ahead for Chalicki. Over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche coming in. Over to Chalicki. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds shot wide and goes over to the near board and out. Aldridge is on with Prisgintis. Aldridge puts it forward, goes into the zone, and that's offsides. Letcher, Polauskas come out to join Nietzsche. .6:10 to go, still 3-2 Fury. Face off won by the Bruins. Go back to their D and he carries it in. Prisgintis battling hard, gets past him, tries to get a shot on. It bounces away, and Letcher gets it to Nietzsche. Nietzsche chips it forward. Nietzsche battling with the Bruins defense. They get across ice and go the other direction. Letcher's in the way, slowing him down. Aldridge steps in front, puts it back into the neutral zone. Bruins regroup. Chip back into Prisgintis. Prisgintis behind the net. Puts it hard onto the near board. Bruins keep it in. Prisgintis gets it back. Off of the glass, high stick. Kruger grabs it. Shot. Deflected shot in front. Kruger takes a hit well after the puck is left. Play continues. Have cross ice deflected and out. 5:18 to go, still 3-2. Brown and Bergeron come out. So Kruger, Brown, Bergeron, Rybicki, and Campbell. Puck in feet, knocked over to Campbell. Campbell gets knocked away from, but Rybicki is there to help. Rybicki high, out of the zone. Brown is racing, couldn't get there in time, and it goes for an icing. Bruins get a change. Face-off went over to Campbell, bounces off of him, and the Bruins put it in deep. Rubicki with his guy in the corner. Puck in feet. Kruger gets it up for Brown, gets past Brown. Bruins put it back in. Tipped in front. Campbell and Bergeron knock it out of feet into the neutral zone. Brown and Kruger working. Puck gets knocked in on Cutting. Cutting knocks it down with his stick over to Bergeron. Bergeron gets it out. And it must have hit somebody. We got a whistle. Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki come on. Rubicki and Campbell remain. Bruins win that face-off. Get a shot on. Cutting puts it into the corner. Puck comes loose to Chalicki. Chalicki up for Reynolds. Reynolds chips it in deep. Chalicki goes in hard on the forecheck. Puck knocked over to the near board and chipped out into the neutral zone. Reynolds gets there first. Rubicki hard up for Paulo. Gets knocked back in by the Bruins over to Reynolds. Reynolds puts it in deep. Paulo goes in hard on the forecheck. Chalicki to the corner. Puck to the near board and out. Miller over to Paulo. Paulo carries it in. Shot goes high and wide. Reynolds is there. Keeps it in. Puck to the corner. Bruins go over to the far board. Reynolds knocks the puck away and gets it to Onak. Onak sends it forward, and that goes for an icing. 3:45 to go. Still 3-2. Nietzsche, Pulauskas, Letcher have come on. Onak and Miller at deep. Pulauskas trying to get past the Bruins player, hits a skate, and kept in. Puck to the corner. That's it to Onak. Onak off of the boards to Pulauskas. Pulauskas moving through the neutral zone. Puck gets knocked away. He's on the near board. Chips it in deep. Takes a hit. Puck in front. Letcher doing the best he can to try to knock the puck away. Carried back in over to the near board. Brought in. Around taken down by Miller. And puck is chipped out. Letcher moving quickly. Providing pressure behind the net and through into the neutral zone. The Bruins come back in. Shot. And blocker side goal. 3-2. So 2:57 to go. Bruins score as the defenseman skates around a couple of people and gets a shot on blocker's side that beats Cutting. 3-3 tie game. Chalicki, Paulo, and Reynolds come out. Chris Gintis and Aldridge. Chalicki puts one on net, and Bruins goaltender just covers it up. Face-off won by Reynolds over to Chalicki, but a stick. Paulo got some interference with after that, but no call. The official was right there. Puck moves up to Paulo. Paulo to Prusgintis. Prusgintis dumps it in off of the board. Bruins try to put it in. Prusgintis keeps it. Puck bounces behind the net. Aldridge keeps it in. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds for Paulo. Paulo shot and into the glove of the goaltender. Reynolds and a Bruins player getting into it. Paulo separates him. And we're going to go with Letcher, Nietzsche, and Palauskas. Aldridge and Przgintis stay at D. Puck bounces over to Aldridge. Aldridge to Przgintis. Przgintis, quick shot into the stomach of the goaltender. .2:14 remaining. Ichi. Bruins win that back and go over to the far board. Offsides, one too many moves at the blue line. Face-off won by the Bruins. Puck knocked away by Palauskas over to Letcher. Letcher trying to chip it forward, gets pushed back into the Fury zone. Przgintis in the corner, chipping it ahead for Letcher. Letcher avoids a hit, but turns the puck over, and the Bruins take it back in. Przgintis, nice stick. Puck still in the corner. Aldridge working, gets it over to Palauskas. Palauskas on the far board, tries to get it to Nietzsche, intercepted by the Bruins. Bruins looking for a shot, goes high and wide and into the netting. Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki come back out. Minute 33 to go in the game. Campbell and Rybicki at D. Bruins control another face-off, and they are working it in the corner. Campbell finally pins his man. Paulo comes in to help pins his man. Puck in feet. Reynolds digs it out. Reynolds avoids contact, still has the puck. He's got three. Trying to get it over to Rybicki. Lost it in some snow. Chalicki gets it to Rybicki. Rybicki puts it down low for Reynolds. Reynolds takes it off of the board. Centering pass and intercepted by the Bruins. Bruins off of the glass and into the neutral zone. Rybicki takes a hit, puts it forward. Puck comes into the neutral zone. Bruins wanted it offside there. Chalicki ships it forward. Bruins take it in the corner. 42 seconds to go. Bruins have a little bit of space, bring it through the neutral zone. Brought in, cross ice, that was offsides, and they call it. 34.8 seconds to go in the game. Still 3-3. Palauskas, Nietzsche, Letcher with Przgintis and Aldridge. Another face-off won by the Bruins. They dump it in to Cutting gives it to Przgintis. Przgintis hard out for Letcher. Letcher gets a stick on it, but it bounces away. Nietzsche pins it off of Letcher and back into the neutral zone for the Bruins. Bruins dump it in. Puck bounces off of the backboard. Aldridge is there. Puck to the near board. Letcher's got it in his feet. Tries to get it out of the zone and does. Battle now as the puck comes out. Just gets us hard off of the glass, and that's the end of the second half. I don't know that there's any more that goes to this. I think that's it. We just got two halves, no OT. So looks like we're going to end in a tie. 3-3. We'll see everybody tomorrow. And hope you all have a good night.